Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about behind the scenes superstars in my collection. Things that you may or may not see me use on camera, but they are absolutely crucial to how my makeup turns out and performs throughout the day. So if that sounds like fun to you, then just keep on watching. Notes if you see me looking down more than usual, but I'm gonna try and go in order of how I would do things. So we're going to start with lip prep, and I have a few items here, and this is something that I do almost every day right before I start my makeup routine, and that is first I will exfoliate my lips. And the one that I normally use is the e.l.f. Lip Exfoliator. This is an empty. I just got done filming my empties. I do have a backup in the coconut scent flavor of this that I will be using because I do love this one, and it's like $3, which is a steal as far as I'm concerned. But right now I'm using the one that came in my BoxyCharm last month, and this is the Pure Lip Exfoliator. It's called the X-Faux Lips Plumping Lip Exfoliator. I love the packaging. It just, you know, it looks a wee bit nicer than the black e.l.f. packaging, but who cares? It's a lip exfoliator. It does twist up on the bottom. The packaging is metal. I'm very secure. You know, if you wanted to take it traveling, I wouldn't hesitate to do that. However, this is a lot more. I'll put the price on the screen, what BoxyCharm says it retails for. It is nice. I don't get plumping from it at all. It's got a vanilla scent and a sweet flavor. And it's just not my favorite. I will use this up and I'll tell you more in BoxyCharm, but I actually prefer the e.l.f. one that is $3. So I like to exfoliate my lips really quickly when I get out of the shower, and then I'll use one of two lip preps. My favorite easy sort of thing to just grab is the EOS, I believe it's Sweet Mint. Emily Noel also talks about this as one of her favorite lip preps because it does hydrate the lips after exfoliating. But it doesn't leave, you know, much behind. It sort of, it absorbs in the lips very well, and there's not usually any excess that I need to blot or wipe off when I'm ready to apply my lip product. But another one that I really like to use, especially if I'm going to use a liquid lipstick that day, is the Vaseline Lip Therapy, and this is the Rosy Lips scent or version. You can get it like this in this little tiny cute Vaseline jar, or I've seen where they have bigger little tin type products with it in there. I like this. It's definitely hydrating. There usually is a little excess that I have to blot or wipe off before I apply a lip product, just for the longevity of my lip product. But this is a tad more hydrating than the EOS, and so I like it when I'm gonna wear something like a drying liquid lipstick. So the next thing that we are going to talk about is face primers. I have a handful of them here. I believe these are all of the ones that I'm working with right now, although I have a backup of this Backlight primer. This is empty. I'm super sad. I will repurchase, but I have these to work through still and a backup of this one, so I don't want them to go bad, so I will repurchase this though. It's a mattifying primer. It is Too Faced Primed in Peachy. How did I... Ugh. And it's a cooling matte skin perfecting primer. This, of all of these, I would say is the most pore filling, but it's not heavy in dimethicone, so it doesn't feel like it clogs my pores whatsoever. So I love that one. The smell is great. Not that a smell is worth me purchasing something, but it definitely can be worth me not purchasing something, so I like that one. And then this one we got in BoxyCharm in January, I believe, and it's the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Luminizing Primer. It is definitely illuminating. I really like it. It's more of a softer glow, but it also feels nice on the skin. Again, it does not feel high in dimethicone. I don't know that it's necessarily pore filling. I'll have to get back to you guys on that one a little bit more because I haven't used this one a ton. It is one of the newer primers to my collection. and so I'm trying to use up some of my older ones, but I do like it, and it has a nice soft glow to it. It is comfortable on the skin. It probably extends the longevity of my makeup, but that's all I'll say about it for now. And then the other two, I got these as a set, and it's the BECCA Backlight Primer and the BECCA First Light Primer. And there's definitely a difference to these two. This one is far less luminous than this one is. For me, that makes it a better option for warmer weather like spring and summer when my skin may already be glowing because I'm sweating. So it's very good. It dries down fast. It feels nice on the skin, and I do feel like it increases the longevity of my makeup. And then this one I absolutely love. If you want to glow like you are lit from within, the Backlight Primer is your girl. This is in my Project Pan 2018. And I really like this one. It definitely gives an amazing glow to where you could totally leave out the highlighter and you would still look like you were lit from within. So this is a good one. It is more moisturizing as well, and which is why I think it works better for colder months like fall and winter for me, when I do want a little extra hydration along with, you know, increasing the longevity of my makeup. So those are my favorite primers and how I use them. And then next we're going to talk correctors. I don't always show this on camera because I don't always need these every day. I have two different products and they each fit a different need, just like the primers, which is why I like to have options. But the first one is the BECCA Under Eye Brightening Corrector. And this is just the mini guy. It came with these BECCA highlighters. It's called the Jet Set Glow kit from Sephora, and it was really reasonable around Christmas time. And you know, they were throwing 20% off coupons at us and everything. So I like this. This is a great one for either every day, or if you just have a little light discoloration, like very inner corners of your eyes maybe. I do find the best way to apply this is with a finger and just lightly tap it on the inner corners of your eyes. Whoops, there went the lid. Anyhow, so this is not going to cover up, you know, major dark circles under your eyes. Either you can use a full coverage concealer for that if it works for you, or you can use my second option, which is the Peachy by Petra Correction Concentrate in Brightening Peach. This one is definitely much more peach, and it is just as, you know, hydrating or as emollient as the BECCA one, but this one has more coverage. This one relies mostly, this is an illuminating corrector, and so this actually relies on the reflection of light off of the illuminating qualities in this one to deflect and make your under eye look brighter. This one has got more pigment to it. Maybe I should swatch them side by side. Should we do that? So the BECCA one is much lighter and almost more pinker in tone, and the Peachy one is much more peach or apricot shade. This is the BECCA one right here, and this is the peach one. You can see the peach one has no reflection, whereas the the BECCA one does. The BECCA one is more to the pink tone and lighter, and this is a little bit darker and to the peach side of things, or the apricot side of things. And so if you have some serious discoloration underneath of your eyes, I recommend the Peachy one, which you can get at Target or directly on Pixie.com. I will link all of these products below. So then after using an under eye corrector, I will generally go in with concealer, and then if I need the concealer to last all day, and depending on which one that I use, you guys do see me use concealer, and I've talked about which ones I've used before, so I didn't include them today, but I will include the one and only powder that I will use to set concealer under my eyes. I've talked a bit about in previous videos looking for a really good eye cream, and then what I found actually caused my under eyes to dry out, which was a micellar water that I was using as an eye makeup remover mistakenly. So anyways, but So I'm not having as much dryness, but again, this just gives the most flawless setting and finish to my under eye for me. If you struggle with like concealer breaking up under your eyes, and which is truly called creasing, every single concealer is going to sink into little fine lines and wrinkles. That is just how that works. But you can keep your concealer from breaking up or creasing under your eye by setting it with a powder. For me, I don't tend to have a lot of trouble with my concealer creasing on me, so I can go with a lighter powder like this. And so this is the Hourglass Diffused Light Ambient Lighting Powder. This is the mini, and this is just like the perfect shade. It's like you know, it's a little bit illuminating. I don't know if it'll swatch at all. Let's put it right here. So, I mean, you can see it definitely has a tiny little luminous quality. You could definitely use this as a supernatural highlight. Probably not as much on my skin tone as someone more fair than I. But I love this powder for setting underneath my eyes. I have the Real Technique setting brush for under eyes, and it's amazing. And so I use it with this powder, and I also sometimes use it other places on my face where I want to lighten things up, like down my nose in place of a highlighter, and it just gives it a luminous quality that is not quite like using a highlighter. And then I also sometimes will use it over my mouth to set any concealer or foundation that I've put there. I do have a little darkish mustache looking situation going on. What is the best way to solve that? Waxing, little razor things? What do you recommend? So, but anyways, I like this for setting under my eye. I don't use any other powders under my eye because they just look so dry on my new fine lines and wrinkles. So next we're going to talk about brows, and not how I do my brows, but how I clean up my brows in between tweezing. You know, if I've gone a little ham with the brow gel, you know, and got some underneath or what have you, you know, things happen. You get your tail too long on one side versus the other side, whatever. But I got this pencil a long time ago in an Ipsy, and it is the Ivory Lace Highlighter by the brand Cella. And this is what it looks like. You won't be able to see the writing very well, but you can see that this is just kind of a chubby pencil. You absolutely could get the Wet n Wild brow highlight, and it's super inexpensive. This just happened to come in one of my Ipsy bags, but I love this because in a pencil form, I can just go right up here under the arch of my brow if I've gone a little crazy or I haven't had time to tweeze or I really need a brow job. And then I take this little, this is just a kind of a small concealer brush. This was on clearance from Sonia Kashuk, but anyone like this would do. And then I just take and, you know, just blend out a little bit that brow highlighter pencil, and it looks like you just got your brows waxed, girl. I'm saying. So that's kind of a little tricky. And then also sometimes if I'm in a hurry, but maybe I've gone a little crazy with my eye makeup and I want to give a more clean cut effect, I can put just a few, like a tiny little line there, and again blend it out with this and make it just nice and cleaned up. So that's cool. And then next is eye primer. I have a couple more, but these are the ones that I've really been loving lately. One of them came when I purchased the Too Faced Clover palette. I'm gonna put my glasses back on in case I have to read some. But anyways, I got this little deluxe sample size of the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. It says 24+ hour anti-crease eyeshadow primer. I don't know about 24 hours, but it's okay. It's, you know, it's kind of your standard little squeezy tube of primer. I do think this will last me a long time because I don't go ham on it or anything. But it's nice, and I used it this previous week all week long with my Clover palette of the week. Just thought it would be fun and appropriate to try that out as well as use their primer with their eyeshadow. And then the next thing, you can still get on the Sephora website, although I got this one at Marshall's, and it's my first Kat Von D, nope, that's a lie. It is one of my first Kat Von D products. I do have some lip products by her that I love, but this is the Lock-It Kat Von D Color Correcting Eyeshadow Primer. And this is really cool. It comes in this crayon form, like almost like a crayon lip product. You can see the product comes up here. Let's see, where can I swatch this? And you can see here, you know, it's really nice. It glides on really easily. I literally just go and color my eye in where I want the primer at, and then just, you know, tap it out a little bit to blend it, you know, so there's no harsh lines or anything like that. And I really like it. It definitely does work. So I like that one. And then next is something that I use almost on a daily basis. Obviously, you guys know that you should wash your brushes, your makeup brushes, from time to time to get any residual pigment left in the brush, because we have natural oils on our skin, as well as we use moisturizers and foundations and, you know, just cross-contamination type things. But I love this stuff. I swear by it, and it is $3. And this is the e.l.f. Daily Brush Cleaner. It comes in a bottle just like this. This is my empty one. This has lasted me at least 4 months, if not closer to 6, this one bottle. And then I already have a backup of it because it's that crucial for me to have in my collection. How this works is you just take your brush, you know, pretend we have a brush here because I'm not prepared, and then you would spray this on it, and then you would just take a washcloth or a paper towel or something, you know, anything that's clean that you're willing to get, you know, pigment on from whatever's on your brush, and you just swirl it around, or, you know, use your color switch if you want to. It has a nice fragrance, a light cucumbery type fragrance, and I don't know what the ingredients are, but I'm almost certain that there is some kind of alcohol in it, which is actually not a bad thing in this case. You're not going to put this on your face or anywhere else. So, but what the alcohol does in this case is that it helps to sanitize your brush and get rid of any bacteria. And this is perfect for, you know, if you're like me and you have a couple brushes that are sort of your favorite everyday brushes, this is great for keeping them clean in between days. Or yesterday you did a dark look and today you're going to do like a really light, shimmery, natural eye, but you have this, you know, subculture pressed pigment on your brush. You can spray this on here and clean it off on your towel of choice, and you're good to go. And it's because it has alcohol and stuff in it that it dries very fast. It's not something that's going to saturate, you know, your brush so that you can't just whip it out and just use it right away. So I love that stuff. I swear by it. I think everybody should have it in their collection. And then next, well, I suppose we could go with this. This is something else that I use strictly with eyeshadows, and that's the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. This is a mini one. I will warn you that this smells good. I don't know what I call it. I think they reference it as a herbal scent, but it's just their original scent of their Fix Plus. I really like the smell of this. It is expensive, however. I think this one was about $12, but the full size is $26, and this is essentially water and glycerin and, you know, some kind of very light scent. It does, however, work really good for foiling eyeshadows, and that's what I use it for. I spray my brush, and then I go in with the shimmers or the metallics, and it just gives a nice smooth application. It helps the pigments to pop. It's just, I really like it, but I don't think I could pay $26 for a bottle of this that I was going to spray all over my face on a daily basis, if that makes sense. And then one more tool. And this is really, like, I'm not recommending this specific one. I'm saying that this specific one works for me, and that having something like this that works for you, I think is important in your makeup routine. So this is just my Tarte Eyelash Curler. I really like this. It's actually kind of, it seems smaller than some of the other ones that I've had. It did come with a deluxe sample size of the Lights Camera Lashes mascara, so I'll try that again. And it also came with an extra of like the silicone rubbery thing that's on the bottom part of the lash curler, which is also nice because in the past when I've had to replace eyelash curlers, it was because the rubber thing fell out or it got hard or gross or whatever. And the other reason I like this one is, I don't know, it just fits my eye really well. I feel like I can really get all my lashes at one time to give them a nice curl and have that even curl that goes all the way over. It gets really close to my eye because it's relatively flat on this part. You can see how close I can get it to my hand, and it works the same way with the eye. So it just works for me. I think what works for one person isn't always going to work for another person. But this is definitely a star behind the scenes in mine because it does curl my lashes really well and relatively fast, and it's kind of cute. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about is setting spray. This is another thing you don't necessarily see me doing on camera. I either come on with my makeup on like I do today and I've already used that, or, you know, just in general, I don't know. I don't know why I don't do it. When I'm doing Get Ready With Me, at this stage in the game, it still kind of takes me a while to put my makeup on. And so I kind of cut out some of the superfluous steps in my beauty routine when I'm doing like a demo or Get Ready With Me on my channel. So I tend to cut out steps that I think, you know, people don't really care to see me just misting all over my face with setting spray, right? So, but I have 3 here and I like them all, but a couple I may not repurchase, and I'll tell you why. My favorite one of the 3 is in my year-long project pan, and we also got this in a BoxyCharm. It's the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray. And the reason I love this is the mist is ever so fine. Like, wow. I don't know if that showed up on camera at all, but it's beautiful, and it definitely has a luminous quality to it. You want to shake it up before you use it. So yeah. I really like this one, and I kind of put it in my project pan just to give myself permission to use it. And that would definitely be a repurchase for me. And then the other 2 here are not my favorite, and for different reasons. This one is the Peachy Skin Treats Makeup Fixing Mist with rose water and green tea. I absolutely love the formula of this. It smells wonderful. It feels nice when it lands on the face. But the problem with this one, and I have now discovered that I am not crazy. I didn't get a dud. Other people are having problems with the sprayer on this one as well. But I don't know if you can tell very well, but it's a very direct mist. Sometimes the mist sort of breaks up, so you get like splotches of wetness on certain parts, like targeted areas of your face, which is not what you want. You want to melt the makeup together, not like wash parts of it off. So I'm going to actually put this one into this one because this mister is great and it's a nice fine mister. So I'm going to pour the product from this into this so I can actually use it up. The last thing is the Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, cucumber, and green tea. I don't know why I always shake them before I show you, but I do. And this is what it looks like. This is the 4-ounce bottle. It comes in 3 different sizes, I believe. And I like it okay. It does, this particular smell does not always smell the greatest on me. And I think that's part of why I don't like it. And then again, the mister, I really like a fine mist. This feels more of like a direct spritz, if that makes sense. But it's just not for me. I don't know. I might at some point, if I see it like in a kit, or I can pick up like the travel size of either the rose water or the lavender one, and see if I like those scents better. It's not the worst thing in the world, and it's certainly reasonable. I believe this size runs $7, and I've had it since before Christmas. This is in my spring project pan, and that's it. Those are all of the things that are huge stars in my beauty routine, but you guys probably don't get to see me use on a daily basis. Again, these are just products that I like. I thought this would be a fun video. These are things that people tend to kind of gloss over in their tutorials or things like that. You know, they'll say things like, I've already primed my eyelids, and I think, well, what did you prime your eyelids with? Do you like it? Do you hate it? What? I want to know more. So I thought I'd give you guys a peek into some of the things I don't show me using on camera, but they are staples in my routine. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Click the like button if you would, subscribe while you're here, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!